Are you exhausted by your own mind? You may not just be burned out simply because you work too hard. You don't lack resilience, discipline, or skill. You're constantly tired because your mind never stops analyzing, evaluating, and judging you. You live inside a hostile self-story that never lets you rest, arrive, or feel enough. So much of your energy is wasted on internal psychological warfare, overanalyzing, criticizing, and constantly questioning yourself, your decisions, your actions, and your feelings. And this can feel like a relentless, cruel inner critic that sounds reasonable and is therefore very hard to challenge. It can feel like endless rumination and mental reruns or catastrophizing. It can show up as guilt when you're resting, even when you're very depleted. Feelings of shame, not feeling good enough, fundamentally different or unlovable. Decision paralysis from overinterpretation, perfectionism or procrastination, a chronic sense of falling short despite objective success, and frustration because you've already done the inner work and understand many of your patterns really well, but insight hasn't resulted in transformation. So I want you to know that you are not broken. You are trapped inside a toxic story that is draining your energy from within. But know that your story is not the truth about yourself. And because we're the authors, narrators, and subjects of our self-stories, our stories can be rewritten. The problem is not you or your circumstances. Rather, it is the lens through which you see both your inner and outer landscape. Low self-esteem, harsh inner critics, negative automatic thoughts, unhelpful core beliefs, and self-sabotaging habits are just symptoms. The root causes are the stories you tell yourself about who you are, how you have come to be who you are, and what kind of future is possible for you. And as long as you mistake your unhelpful self-story for the terrible truth about yourself, your mind remains a courtroom and you remain permanently on trial. But I can help you overcome your narrative entrapment. The Story Solution is a science-based framework that helps you become a fairer, wiser, and more compassionate interpreter of your own life. It addresses the root causes of your inner exhaustion and will help you to liberate your energy and attention so that you can direct it outwards to what truly matters to you. And the Story Solution integrates insights and powerful tools from narrative psychology, acceptance and commitment therapy, CBT, philosophy, solution-oriented coaching, and clinical hypnotherapy. And you will learn to step out of fusion with your self-story, understand and externalize and map the toxic narratives that quietly govern your life, disempower your inner critic and recalibrate your core beliefs, stop interpreting external events as evidence against you, and consciously author a new story that supports energy, self-trust, and allows you to direct your energy outwards rather than wasting it in internal battles. Because when your story changes, unfair self-criticism loses its authority, rest becomes permitted, decisions become lighter, inner peace, acceptance, and alignment reign in your inner world, and your energy will be able to move outwards again towards work, relationships, creativity, and life. And I'm really proud to present a 5-step process to help you with this. We are storytelling animals. We constantly select, interpret, judge, and analyze the facts of our lives. We select or ignore particular scenes and establish relationships of causality between them. And our stories determine the patterns of our attention and what we commit to memory. So they act as really powerful cognitive filters, and as such, they substantially shape our lived experience. On my Story Solution coaching program, I teach you a 5-step process, which involves becoming the observer of your storytelling mind, and that is step 1. So what you learn is to recognize your story as a story. You learn how to become the observer of your storytelling mind, to catch it in action and to notice your stories while you are telling them. You will move from fusion with your stories to detachment from them. Your stories will no longer feel like the terrible truth to you. You will be able to see them as what they are: unhelpful stories. And step 2 is becoming the scribe. You will write down your full self story so you can externalize and fully understand your subconscious story patterns. Because a nuanced and precise understanding of your existing toxic stories is the first step to changing them. And step 3 entails becoming a more discerning editor. On what scenes are your current unhelpful stories actually based? We often curate for moments of shame, humiliation, failure, and catastrophe in our unhelpful stories. And we filter out and disavow the many other moments in our lives when we were successful, loved, accepted, and felt like we belonged. Step 4, you will learn how to become a wiser, fairer, and more discerning interpreter of the facts of your life. We will look at the relationships of causality that you established between the scenes that feature in your story. And that shows up as because of X, Y happened, or because I am XXX, Y keeps happening to me. We're often terribly unfair interpreters of the facts of our lives. Finally, step 5, you will learn to craft your new story. You will become the author of a story that highlights your strengths and achievements and that contains a powerful and seductive vision for your future. And self-story work is for high-achieving professionals with hostile inner narratives that hold them back. It's for people who think deeply and care intensely. It's for those of you who have already done the work and feel they understand their patterns and the origins of their patterns, but still feel stuck. It's for anyone who is exhausted by a relentlessly self-monitoring and self-punishing mind. Self-story work addresses the root causes of our stuckness in old patterns. And if this resonates with you and you're ready to emerge from your narrative entrapment and rewrite your toxic stories, please get in touch. I will send you further details and you can book a short exploration conversation with me to assess fit.